the giant monster carcass was hauled away by an aircraft carrier, humanity won a victory at a terrible cost. 5 cities were wiped out overnight. Hundreds of thousands died in the disaster. The monster's corrosive blood poisoned vast stretches of ocean. Humanity hadn't even rebuilt yet. An even stronger monster appeared again. More pilots kept dying in waves. If this kept up, humanity would be crushed. Governments held an emergency summit. They knew they had to unite to fight the enemy. Soon, humanity pooled global resources and built Earth's ultimate weapon, a giant mecha, to fight back against the monster's Hope Machine, 5th gen. Sure enough, the tide turned fast. The mechs started winning one after another. Pilots became global celebrities. But humanity faced an even grimmer challenge. Majin on this day, a never-before-seen level 3 monster appeared. Xiao Shuai and his brother Da Shuai were the dual pilots of the Wanderer. They sync their minds through their twin bond to control the mech, using neural gel in their helmets to link brain signals directly. Their bodies moved the mech's limbs via mechanical rigs in the cockpit. Their cockpit sat right inside the mech's head. The head dropped fast assembly complete in an instant. A massive armored giant stood ready. Its sheer size was terrifying. Every step shook the earth like a tidal wave. Facing the strongest monster yet, the Wanderer didn't flinch. Punched the monster's head again and again. The monster snapped back, jaws wide, lunging forward. Wanderer blocked with its left arm, right arm already charged, plasma cannon ready, fired straight into the monster's core. Based on past experience, it should have been dead. But just as they prepared to celebrate, Command noticed the monster's life signs spiking again. Suddenly, the monster burst from the sea and slammed a palm into the cockpit. Wanderer tried to recharge the plasma cannon, but the monster, smarter now, ripped its arm off. The monster was learning. Adapting, it clawed straight for the cockpit. Da Shuai was snatched right out. The giant mech was dragged underwater, crushed and scraped. In desperation, Xiao Shui went all in, poured every ounce of energy into one arm, fired the final plasma shot, killed the monster. Finally, Xiao Shui steered the mech's wreckage and made it to a frozen ice plain. Exhausted, they collapsed onto the ground. The monsters evolved faster than ever. They now knew exactly how mechs fought. Meanwhile, human pilot recruitment couldn't keep up with the death toll. World governments planned to scrap the mecha program, redirect all resources to coastal defense walls. Old He was the program's lead to conserve dwindling resources. Orders came to disband the remaining pilots, so they could focus entirely on the wall project. Xiao Shuai, now discharged, was welding the wall. Wanting to help however he could, he joined the wall construction crew. The project demanded insane manpower and materials, and the work was deadly. One day, Xiao Shui was about to head home when he stumbled on a news headline. A level 4 monster, the strongest ever, had appeared. The expensive coastal wall? Useless against it. Luckily, the retired raider showed up. Fired every last round to drive it off. The wall he was building now was just a cruel illusion. Under pressure, world leaders reassembled the disbanded pilots in Hong Kong. Humanity was out of options. These pilots, the last hope on Earth. Old He introduced Xiao Shui to a researcher named Xiao Mei, this crude underground factory. All the power of the entire mecha program, China's 3-armed Storm Red. Hardest pilots are the telepathic Tang triplets. Second, Russia's oldest and heaviest mech, Alpha, piloted by siblings Sasha and Ivan, Australia's Raider. And the fastest of them all. Finally, Xiao Shuai's Make Zhuharyang Zhujaya, the heavily modified, reborn Vagabond Avenger. Hardcore Chat Shenying. It's powered by twin nuclear reactors as its heart. Stronger in energy and weapons than ever before, but even with all 4 mechs combined, it's still nowhere near enough to fight the kaiju. The only way to stop this crisis now is to launch a 2-megaton thermonuclear missile into the wormhole and detonate it hardcore chat film. That's the only way to permanently sever the kaiju's link to Earth. Zhao Shui is searching for a top-tier pilot partner, hardcore chat film. These trainees are nowhere near his level. Lao He had to send Xiao Mei to fight him. Turns out they're evenly matched, going blow for blow. But then Lao He suddenly changed his mind hardcore G. He refuses to let Xiao Mei pilot a mech into battle. Lao He finally relented. Xiao Shui is thrilled with Xiao Mei as his partner. They immediately start building their neural link. He enters her memories and learns that over a decade ago, during a disaster, Xiao Mei was the only one who survived. Lao He was the one who rescued her in his mech. He's raised her like his own daughter ever since. That's why he won't let her fight. In the lab, the doctor's setting up a bold experiment, using a kaiju brain collected from the battlefield. He connects it to himself via a neural interface. The doctor knows it's insanely dangerous, E-Core Chat Star, but for humanity's survival, he's got no choice, you hardcore chat. To his shock, the experiment works 3, but the neural overload knocks him out cold. The kaiju attack in coordinated waves, guided by their central brain. First, they destroy Earth's environment and resources. Then they flood the planet with their full army. What we've seen so far, just the scouting force? The real kaiju horde is waiting on the other side of the wormhole. Suddenly, the base alarms blare. The underwater wormhole opens again, and this time, 2 level 4 kaiju emerge. They'll reach Hong Kong in half an hour. Storm Red and Alpha rush out to engage. Raider stays back to guard the coastline. Xiao Shuai and Xiao Mei wait on standby. The 2 giant mechs arrive on the battlefield. The kaiju bursts up from below in a surprise attack. Its massive tail flings Storm Red 100 meters away. It activates all 3 arm-mounted cyclone blades, swings left and right, pure showmanship. Moves smooth, relentless, brutal. As the kaiju rapidly learns from battle, it grabs both of Storm Red's arms. But Storm Red counters, grabs back and fires its back thrusters. Movie. A massive aerial flip flings the kaiju straight into Alpha's path. Alpha picks up perfectly, slams it underwater, pounding non-stop, but gets caught off guard. Tail whips him flying. This kaiju's smarter now. 2-2. It jams its tail straight into the cockpit. The tongue triplets are crushed instantly. Storm Red is out of commission. Meanwhile, Alpha's barely holding on. The kaiju's acid spray is about to melt through the cockpit. Raider, guarding the coast, can't sit still anymore. But another kaiju suddenly appears, jumps thousands of feet into the air. The 2 kaiju are now coordinating rips open Alpha's armored shell, drags it underwater, crushing it without mercy. The cockpit's completely submerged. A massive explosion lights up the seabed. Alpha's gone too. The Raiders just recovered and spiting another monster tooth and nail. He grabbed the beast with both hands and hurled it away. Just as Raider's missiles charged up to finish it off, the monster unleashed a massive shockwave. Raider and the whole city's power grid went dead instantly, but the monster didn't land a killing blow. Instead, it turned and charged straight for Hong Kong's downtown. It's like the monster's hunting for the doctor's exact location. Raider's pilots, Old Bai and his son, quietly crawled out. They're spraying water guns at another monster, but all it does is piss the beast off. Suddenly, a loud roar erupted behind the monster. The only nuclear-powered Strider finally showed up. It spun around and smashed a shipping container right onto the monster's head. Then it swung its arms wide open, slammed the monster's upper jaw sideways. The monster tried to spit acid. The combo left the beast dazed. Before it could recover, the mech lifted it high again and hurled it toward the sea. It charged straight at Strider, no hesitation. Xiao Mei held the impact with one arm. Xiao Shuai fired up the ion cannon with the other. Strider went all in, firing every last round. Finally tore off one of the monster's arms. The terrifying level 4 monster lay dying on the ground. Strider scored a brief victory. The doctor, who'd synced with the monster's brain, hid with civilians in a bunker. The monster knew he was there, like it could feel him. It smashed a huge hole right through the bunker wall. Its hard skull kept pounding the opening. A petal-like tongue slithered in, sniffing around for the doctor. Strider, just victorious, had no time to rest. It was ready to fight the second level 4 monster to the death. Their staff fighting styles were identical. The giant ship felt like a simple stick in their hands. Strider swung the ship like a club, smashing the monster's head. After a few hits, the monster caught the ship with its tail, then whipped it away with a brutal swing. Strider reacted fast, reached into the monster's mouth, and clamped down on its upper jaw. The monster fought back hard, wrapped its tail around Strider's left arm. Strider was about to be ripped apart. Xiao Mei instantly activated the mech's liquid nitrogen coolant. The monster's tail froze solid in seconds. With a brutal yank, the tail shattered. One hand gripped the monster's horn, the other yanked its tongue clean out. But the monster evolved again. Its claws turned into giant wings. Its feet dug deep into the mech's metal frame. Then it soared higher and higher into the sky. Now, if the monster let go, Strider would burn to ash from atmospheric friction. Luckily, Xiao Mei, the mech engineer, had one last trick. He pressed a button. A long blade shot out both of them. Fueled by grief for their lost families swung hard, the monster split clean in half. Strider plummeted from 10,000 meters. The 2,000-ton mech glowed red-hot from re-entry friction, but its nuclear reactor kept it alive. Massive thrust from the engine slowed the fall. Strider landed back on Earth with brutal authority. Xiao Shuai and Xiao Mei returned to base as the greatest heroes ever. No one had ever taken down 2 level 4 monsters in one battle, but they had no time to rest or celebrate. 2 more giant monsters had surfaced deep underwater, and 2 pilot teams died during reconnaissance. Only half their pilots were left alive. Old Bai, the only survivor from last battle, was too badly injured to fight, so Old He decided to pilot with Xiao Bai himself. Years of past battles had exposed him to massive radiation. This mission would be his last, after a fiery, rousing speech. Humanity's last 2 mechs headed for the wormhole. The 2 doctors found a fresh, still living monster brain. They decided to use their new device to share the neural load. They hooked everything up and slammed the button. Instantly, their blood pressure spiked. They spat blood. But luckily, they got some crucial news, that the plan to destroy the wormhole was doomed. They had to get back to base and warn the Wanderer. Meanwhile, the two mechs were already on their way with the nuke. Underwater, it was pitch black. They could only feel their way forward. Then Command spotted unknown life forms near the mechs via radar. But the mechs underwater couldn't see a thing. They were just about to reach the wormhole's entrance. Just then, the two doctors arrived in time. The wormhole analyzes the genetics of anything nearby. The Guardians there won't let humans pass. Suddenly, a never-before-seen level 5 creature drifted out of the wormhole, plus two more that had been lying in wait, per radar. Now there were 3 monsters, total. The two mechs were surrounded on all sides. The raider geared up and charged in, but it was quickly overpowered by the level 5 beast. Luckily, the Wanderer took down one, raised its sword to strike, then another monster lunged out suddenly, bit off the Wanderer's arm clean off. The broken sword shattered in the monster's jaws. The Wanderer reacted fast, slammed its other arm down, piercing the beast beneath, and shoved it straight into the lava grilled it. The monster that bit off its arm charged again, but this time, the Wanderer was ready. The beast couldn't stop, got sliced clean open. In an instant, it split in half. On the other side, the raiders started figuring out the monster's moves. Black knew they were hopelessly outmatched by the level 5 beast, but with humanity's fate on the line, there was no backing down. The level 5 beast roared, called in a 4th monster. The Wanderer, injured and limping, couldn't make it in time. Black rushed out a new plan. Him and White would lure 2 monsters away. The nuclear-powered Wanderer slipped into the wormhole during the distraction, and detonated its core to destroy it. Black and White exchanged a look. The Wanderer fought its way toward the wormhole, but the level 5 beast reappeared. Even the nuke couldn't kill it. The Wanderer poured all its energy into the thrusters, charged straight at the beast, ready to die with it. The beast smashed the Wanderer's body to pieces, but the Wanderer held on, refusing to let go. Released every last bit of nuclear fuel from its chest, finally burned straight through the beast's body. In the end, the Wanderer, carrying Black's will, fell into the wormhole. How did such tiny humans end up here? Without hesitation, it triggered the core self-destruct. The blast shockwave somehow ejected the escape pod. The wormhole was obliterated. The 2 survivors on the surface hugged tightly after so many lost in this fight.